So what happens when you suck? This is something that always gets brought up, especially when you hear guys like me when it's like, look, you can be yourself, man. You could really be you. And it's such an unpopular idea. That's what's so fucked up. It's such an unpopular idea. Like, be myself? Why would I do that when I could fucking be like this guy who's getting all these results? And the short answer of it is that what happens when you suck, that doesn't mean that you can't be yourself. You can work to be yourself. However, that does not mean that you have to let everything go to be like somebody else. There may be a period of time where you force yourself. And with every single action, and you can see this if you've done anything that can achieve a level of your personal excellence in it. Like maybe it's jujitsu, maybe it's photography, maybe it's maybe it's sex, maybe it is working on social dynamics. But one of the things is that in order to get like from A to B, when you've never even been on the board, when you have no point of reference, you do have to force yourself. You're going to have to adopt ideas from somebody else. Okay, that's going to happen. Okay, when I start training jujitsu, it's like, man, I can't do that. All right, I'm going to copy what this really long dude, I got short limbs, I'm a shorter dude. I'm a stocky dude. I'm stout. I'm gonna do what fucking Carter says, who's like this long, lanky motherfucker. But he's saying to do a triangle this way. I'm gonna follow these fucking steps. Later, as I get into it, I realize that I'm gonna do a little bit more of a short dude's game than a longer dude's game, right? Because I'm going to get into what my expression is. Either way, it's me there. Now, what is happening, and sadly in the seduction industry, is like, yeah, just be yourself. Fuck that. What happens when your self sucks? Well, look, when your self sucks, man, like, guess what? That doesn't mean you get a bye to go be somebody else and you can fucking put on the makeup and be some fucking pussy, because what has been produced by that is a bunch of and this is why, because there's no end result in the seduction game. There's no end result of excellence with these people. There's nobody living a life which is actually good who's a leader in this industry. They're all false fucking leaders, man. Everybody's just like so confused and just all over the place. Anyway, the thing is yeah, man, you're going to have to let go of some ideas to get to the functionality. So what is the functionality? If you don't know how to talk to somebody, and let's really break this down, because this is one of those like amazing things, like the PUA awards that get given away, and like people follow them and they'll come up to me and they'll say, Steve, I really like your stuff, but I went with so-and-so because they're more of a technical person. Dude, they're not. Like, believe me, man, like I technically break shit down. I just talk a lot and get all this weird conceptual stuff, but let's really, really get technical here. Let's get very specific. And, I don't hear other people talking about social dynamics in this way, but like, if you cannot talk to somebody, you need to get to the functional point where somebody can talk to you and listen to what you're saying. You need to get there. So in order to get there, you may need to do stuff that you've never done before. You may need to let go of certain ways of acting. You may need to realize that perhaps how you talk might fuck things up, and you need to imitate and mimic somebody else to get to the point of that functional point where they listen to you for 15 seconds, where they will be willing to be quiet for a second and not react to run away, redominate the conversation, or anything like that. What happens to guys who don't have a skill set of talking to people, you may need to do that to get to that functional point. Once you get to that functional point, start taking it away, man. You start taking it away. You stop imitating and seeing that it's the method and start seeing that it's the truth of socializing and sexual connection. Okay, let's go to the next point. All right. Maybe there's some other things that are getting in the way that are fucking you up before you approach that person and can get them to talk to you for 10 to 15 seconds. Look at your fashion, look at your posture, look at your manners, look at all those different things. And these are, again, long-term things. So that's not going to be done in a fucking weekend. That's not going to be done in a couple days. That's not going to be done by, reading the fucking whatever PUA journal of yada, yada, yada. That's going to be done by months and months of learning new habits, observing new people, and trying new things. But the next phase in the whole structure of social dynamics, and again, we're going to let go of this whole model once we get good at talking to people, but that would be talking to one person in the group. How do we isolate? How do we really individually talk to somebody? That'll be the next specific point. If you want any point of leverage of rapport or seduction, they are absolutely dependent upon some form of isolation. Okay. And in fact, you don't even need the group, right? You don't even need that shit. And so you've never done that. You've never fucking done that. Well, look, you're going to have to imitate somebody else. You're going to have to learn lines. You're going to have to, look at other people's stuff. I still look at other people's stuff and say, hey, that's a fucking great line. Jesus Christ. I'm going to fucking, if I was bald and I wanted to text everybody on my phone to get a reaction, I would say, man, I'm having a bad hair day. Let's get a drink or something like that. That's what one of my friends, I was like, that's a fucking great line. But it's a line. It's a line that allows me to be myself. Every single area of that, I am prepared at learning to be myself in that interaction. And I think the problem is it's not about, oh, I suck. Oh, I suck. Well, fuck, you suck. Do you go to work and think you suck and you have to do somebody else's fucking life so that you can go to work? Do you, like, at all the different hobbies that you do or things that you may suck at that you don't want to do? God, I have to fucking eat every day, but I suck. God, I hate eating. This is just shitty. I know this is kind of like an exaggerated thing, but do you really, really have to have somebody hold your hand through all those different experiences? No, the whole point of this, like, oh man, I got this like life hack or whatever it is you might be into to do this thing that I'm afraid at or may suck at to help me do better so I can be myself. And man, there's this reoccurring thing that happens. And maybe it does happen in other industries, but I don't see it in the fitness industry. I see it a lot with like personal things or like where there's a lot of mysticism. So anything dealing with like self-help or like emotional problems or, things that could be a little bit spacey like yoga or when things get like spiritual is that there's this whole thing of like, man, you're not good enough. You suck. There's a part of you that is bad that makes you need to submit to somebody else. Man, that's just such a shitty thing. That is such a fucking shitty thing. And coming from me, like, dude, I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my life. I was talking with a buddy of mine and we were talking about like fucked up shit and he's done a lot of fucked up shit. He's done like some truly, truly bad stuff. And that's actually what he was saying. He was like, look, man, I mean, as you know, I've done some truly, truly fucked up shit in my life. So I don't judge anybody for like what they do. And we were talking about the fears. It's like, why is it that people are so afraid to believe that something good can come out of this? Like something good can come out of you. Like my body is too short. I'm too fat. I have these fucking diseases. Like I'm too fucked up and angry, yada, 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 yada. Dude, you've done a history of horrific shit. That is not a reason or an excuse to justify you having to not be yourself and accept somebody else's template of life. It's a fucking ridiculous thing, man. So what happens when you suck? Man, yeah, work your ass off to get better. But the idea that you have to fucking follow somebody, that you can never be you. No, the whole point is that you can be you. The whole point is that you can get there and get better with it. And man, this is one of those fucking things, I'm like, it makes me so fucking angry to think about this is why is it so easy for fucking these pussy dudes to follow, just these imbeciles, these fucking idiots and not follow just an idea that's everybody's. It's not mine. It's fucking, I've like a community that kind of revolves around this, but it's not mine. It's the world's that is just like, be social, be a good person, find your best self. And let's work as a group. Let's work as a group to find our best selves. Let's do that. Let's fucking get there. Why is that so impossible? Why is community such an impossible idea for people who are fighting through a bit of an insecurity and moving to leadership? Nobody's fucking better, man. Nobody's better than you could be. That is just the fucking hands down truth, man. The potential that you have for your life, nobody else in this world is fucking even gonna come close to where you can get with that. And why do we not come around that idea? Why is it always like we have to do something else? Anyway, kind of a long rant on what happens when you suck, but goddamn, man, so what? Jesus Christ, man. So many people have gotten better. Like, fucking do what they do, And a good way to look for that is that they're not broadcasting, worship me, I have the power, my method is better. No. Like, do what they do, like very simple things, like things that everybody's always done, like perhaps like be empathetic to people, be good to other people, care about other people, care about yourself in every single way possible, and follow that road. And shit, dude, a lot of shit changes.